I'm Arthur Kade for Celebrity Page, and I'm joined by Nashville star Sam Palladio as we talk about Season 5. Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade. Sam Palladio.
Hello.
You guys made national news with this little show, Nashville, that's been on the air now for 5 seasons that America loves and brought back from cancellation on CMT. Holy cow, did I get that in one breath?
You did, yeah.
I'm so out of shape. I should have, that was a lot for me.
Oh, good lung capacity.
Congrats. This show is an enormous hit for CMT, although I can't believe Verena's gone. What was it like for you guys?
Oh, man. Yeah, the last few episodes, it's been very, very emotional. You can imagine, you shoot a TV show for 5 years, the cast, the crew, everybody is so close. You all relocate to Nashville to shoot it, so losing, any character, but let alone our star, has been, pretty devastating, really. One for the characters, and two, for us actors that have become so close, and it was a very sad few days.
Does it end up being like The Walking Dead, where you're like, oh my God, if they could get rid of Connie Britton, holy cow, any of us are susceptible.
None of us are safe. Yeah, thankfully there's no eating of the person after they've left. But yeah, it's
never know. Season 8,
season 8 becomes Game of Thrones style. Gonna get skewered by something. No, I think we're safe for a minute. I think if they killed any more of us off,
there's no show.
There'd be no hope. Yeah.
This show, when you see how popular it has become, the fact to have a show on one network be canceled, have another network because of fan response bring it back, is it mind-blowing to see that happen, to see the fans, how they've attached to this thing?
Absolutely. I don't think I'd really ever seen that happen before, where a group of fans, globally came together, started this trending hashtag, Bring Back Nashville, started this petition that we had hundreds of thousands of signatures on, and the networks listened, and CMT listened, which was fantastic and a very smart thing to do. They realized that there was this void left, that the fans, the story wasn't concluded. We had more to tell, and the fact that they brought us back from the dead was incredible.
I feel like since it's moved to CMT, the show has even gotten better. Do you guys behind the scenes feel the same exact way?
I think so. I think this is the best version we've had of the show. I think we've got some new blood. We've got some great new writing. Marshall Herskovitz and Edswick helming the writing room, and they're running the show. We have a new music team. So it felt, you do any job for 4 years, and it's great to have a new perspective on it. And I think that's what our new team have given. And it's meant that the stories have room to breathe. It's not so soapy. It's not so fast paced. It still has drama, but at a different pace, which is great for us actors. And I think also for the music, it's given the chance to speak a little more to the music.
Here you are, this English actor. You've never been to America. You send in some audition tapes, and you get this role on an ABC show at the time.
Yeah.
And you come over to America, and 8 months later, you're meeting President Barack Obama, Michelle Obama. Like, when this is all happening in the beginning, what's going through your head as a young actor?
It was just, that period is kind of a blur because so many amazing things happened. One of which, probably the highlight of my career, was what you've just mentioned, meeting the president and the first lady. And you know what? The best thing about that was my parents had never been to America, right? So myself and Claire Bowen get invited to perform at the Ford Theatre Gala in Washington. Amazing. At the same time, I'm like, Mum and Dad, come visit Nashville, come to America. So we go to Nashville, and then I tell them that actually we're now going to Washington. Oh, really? And part of that trip was, a brunch at the White House and meeting the president and the first lady before the gala. So my parents flew to America for the first time, and within 2 days, I'm like, and this is the president, and this is this is the White House. It was mind-boggling. But I'd always hoped that my aim was to make it to America. When I got the audition, it was the first audition I'd had for an American TV show. So I'm like, wow, an American script, this is great. But I didn't think I had a chance at all because they're looking for a young country singer, a Texan, and sure, I can do the accent, but they're not going to cast me. And there we go. 2 months later, I'm in Nashville, the first place I've ever visited in the States, and now we're 5 years down the line.
You mentioned the accent.
Yeah.
I'm always fascinated because coming from someone who can't do an accent to save his life, other than my horrible Northeast Philadelphia accent, how do you master going from an English accent to being able to deliver that Texas drawl?
Well, it takes a lot of training. I did my acting degree in London. I did three-year theatre degree, and a lot of that was accent work. You'd be working on different productions. You'd be, jumping from a Shakespeare to an Arthur Miller play to a Tennessee Williams. So I had a really good training back then, and then so I kind of went back to my old notes when it came. I got cast, but actually, strangely enough, the first audition I gave, they didn't specify where Gunnar was from. So I, at the time I was, I thought I was better at like a California, like, yo, dude, what's up? So
That's
I got
awesome.
my audition for Gunnar is like, hey, Scarlett, you like this guitar I'm playing, and then cut to like a few weeks later, and I'm just about to fly to Nashville, and like, oh yeah, by the way, he's from Austin, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas. Oh, okay, bring my notes out, and yeah, but it's a nice like added layer to the acting. It makes me feel like a real actor.
Is it like a muscle that you can break in and out like you just did with the California accent?
At this point, yeah, I think so. And also living in the city, living in the South, Nashville's a bit of a melting pot of accents and of just people. So the good thing is that they didn't want us to dial it up to 11. They wanted a subtle approach to it. So the Texan accents that I've got some friends that are from Austin and are young musicians and stuff, and they're not like, hey kid, it's not super Southern, so it's gave me a bit of leeway, but yeah.
We just had two of the cast members from another CMT show called Sun Records in here.
Yes,
and
great show.
They were a great show, and they were talking about obviously the melting pot that is Memphis, but also Nashville's like kind of the same way. When you're a musician yourself, when you're in that community, and you're probably running into like Garth Brooks at like the supermarket. What is it like? Like, has it been insane to see? Because it's essentially the music capital of the world, especially on the countryside now.
Yeah, it really is. And it's been a beautiful thing to be welcomed to the city by some of its stars. There was a lot of skepticism at the beginning that, oh, okay, so they're doing a show about Nashville. Like, how's this going to go? But I think we worked really hard, and we had a great creative team, and the music spoke for itself. And I think that won over the hearts of the true stars that are there making that music. And there's just been a great cross-pollination between, we have so many, country royalty, like, coming and doing little cameos on the show. We've had Carrie Underwood and Vince Gill and Brad Paisley, and there's a huge list. So it feels cool to be a part of that community, and also it's been like the Grand Ole Opry have really welcomed us as a cast, and you find you're crossing paths with these Grammy-winning singer-songwriters, backstage when we get lucky enough to be asked to go down and play. So.
How do you manage being on a second show with AMC's Humans, by the way? How are you able to pull off both?
Well, that was just a very fortunate scheduling thing. So I managed to film Humans in basically my summer holiday between shooting Nashville. So we actually shoot Nashville for 10 months. So it's 22-hour-long episodes. It takes a long time to shoot. So come time for a break, you want to flex the muscle a bit more. You want to try something else. So I was a big fan of that show, and I had the opportunity to go back to the UK, and which I always, obviously being from there, I can't wait to get back when I can. And very cool show to be a part of, and luckily it fitted in that little gap. So I went back and forth a few times, and I had a few concerts that I was scheduled to play. So I'd fly out and do a few days filming, and then I remember flying back for July 4th at Red Rocks Amphitheatre, which I was playing, and then flying back and do some more Humans. And very lucky to be able to balance it all. And I'm on two shows at once at the moment. It's kind of cool. Monday nights it's Humans, and Thursday nights it's Nashville.
I'm always fascinated with having heartthrob status, and Gunnar is like this heartthrob on the show. How does it change? Like, when people meet you in real life, are they able to separate Sam from Gunnar?
Well, occasionally, yeah, I get a lot of "Hey Gunner" at the airport and all that stuff. You know, we've. I think there's a lot of similarities between the two of us. You know, I think
Go on.
Well, no, I just mean hey, I made a bunch of mistakes, and Gunner's always making mistakes, but the music element brings us closer than ever. So when I go out and do shows and stuff, I think it feels like for fans that I'm even closer to Gunner because they're hearing me sing and they're hearing me play with the band. And I like the guy. He's all right.
It's been a showcase for music for you as well.
Yeah.
That's got to be such an added bonus of being part of this show, right? Like where you can be like, hey, by the way, I'm a musician as well. I can do stuff.
Yeah. I mean, testament to the creative team at the beginning. They wanted actors who really were musicians that could play, that could sing, that had musical experience, because there's really nothing worse than as from a musician's perspective than watching a movie or a show where,
it's fake.
The actor's hands just
awful.
doing, not even moving and the chords are changing. So, that was really a really important thing for the team at the beginning. And it's just meant that it's so great when we go out on tour. We're about to go to the UK in June and do another big Nashville cast tour. We've just sold out 2 nights at the Royal Albert Hall, which is a holy place in the UK.
That's mind-boggling to me that an American show can translate to the UK like this. It's crazy to me.
I mean, I think we're in over 65 countries. It's been I guess music is a universal language, man. Yep. Absolutely. And I didn't think it would necessarily, be a hit in England, but as it started going out, and that's, man, I think it's doing really well. And here we are. They can't, and they're ways behind. So, we've done some stuff this afternoon where we're talking about some of the terrible things that just happened in recent episodes, and I'm trying to
You're like,
trying not to spoil, but when they're
everything.
sort of 6 months behind, then it's difficult not to. But yeah.
Where do you close out season 5? You had the benefit concert. Everybody said goodbye to Raina. What happens next?
Well, actually, we're about to hit the mid-season finale tomorrow. So, in the aftermath of all the tragedy, there's some light and there's some hope and there's some smiles in the next couple episodes. There's also, a big moment for Scarlett and Gunnar, which kicks off, at the end of this coming episode, and then that sends us down a real trajectory for the next few episodes that will take us to the end of the season. So, there's some really good stuff coming, and it's hard to do without Connie Britton, but I think it means that the rest of the characters get a chance to breathe and get a chance to to showcase, and we've got a couple of new very talented actors joining the cast as well.
Awesome, man. Congratulations on the success.
Thank you.
Everybody make sure to check out Nashville as it concludes its first half of season 5 on CMT.